We'll call the meeting to order for the afternoon, though we're in the late morning of December 8th. Let's begin first with a call to roll. Tony?
Jimenez?
Present.
Morales?
Here.
Yep.
Present.
Roscoe? Davis?
Here.
Esparza?
Here.
Arenas?
Here.
Foley?
Here.
Camus?
Here.
Jones? Liccardo?
Present.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Tony. All right, let's stand now, if you're able to, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Today's invocation will be provided by video by Pastor Ken Foreman. He's a senior pastor at Cathedral of Faith. I think many of us know him because of the extraordinary work that Cathedral of Faith is doing in our community, particularly sustaining thousands of our families through their food program. The Cathedral of Faith was founded in 1965 by Pastor Ken's dad, Kenny, and Shirley Foreman, his mom, and has been proudly serving our community for 55 years since. Pastor Ken has served at the cathedral now for 40 years, 22 years of which have been as lead pastor, following his father's footsteps. And through his vision and leadership, they now have more than 12,000 active members, 6 South Bay campuses, including one Spanish-speaking campus. And they're one of the largest churches in the country. According to U.S. News World Report, they're also home to one of the top charter schools in the nation. The Reaching Out Food Program is the largest emergency food program in Northern California. It serves 38 public schools, providing food, basic life necessities, and job training resources in a loving and supportive environment. During this crisis, they have quadrupled the number of families they are serving, from about 500 families on average to now 2,000 families per week. That is obviously a tragic sign of the need, but obviously we are grateful for their incredible leadership and service in our community. They're now also partnering with Second Harvest Food Bank, begin making mobile deliveries to senior complexes. Food distribution is offered twice a week at the Cathedral of Faith campus on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to noon. For anyone who may need it, they are open to all. And Pastor Ken, thank you for joining us.
Hello, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and the City Council. Thank you for the privilege of being with you this morning. On behalf of the 12,000-member Cathedral of Faith Church, I want to thank you for your leadership during this year. What a challenging year it's been. And yet to have leaders like you who have watched over our community and sought to lead, guide, and direct us in ways that watch out for our overall health as a community. Thank you so much for all that you do. I know it's been a challenging, stressful time, but I pray that through the year, God has given you strength and wisdom along the way. And as I prepare to give you today's blessing, I'm part Irish, and I thought I would do an Irish blessing that goes like this: may those who love us love us. May those who don't love us, may God turn their hearts. If he can't turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles, so we'll know them by their limp. But instead of that blessing, since I'm a pastor, I thought I ought to do something from the Bible. So here's another blessing. Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council, and all your families, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine brightly upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you and give you his peace. And this year, even in this challenging year, may this season fill your hearts and your homes with love, joy, and peace. Christmas comes on the heels of the longest night of the year. And this pandemic has been one long night. Let us be reminded that, well, it's always darkest before the dawn. and the light will prevail. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we pray. Amen. Thank you again, Council, Mayor, Vice Mayor. Thank you for your partnership with us. Because of you and partners like Second Harvest, this year we'll have served over $40 million worth of food from our campus. And that will represent over 500,000 people. This year alone, we'll be giving out 8,300 boxes of groceries worth just about $400 each. And we couldn't do it without your vision and without your partnership. So thank you again for teaming with us so we can step up and meet the need in our community. And I also want to invite you out if you've got kids or grandkids. We scrambled to put together something that our community could enjoy safely this Christmas. And so every night here at the Cathedral of Faith, we turned our outside in the front of the church into a big light stage. And so we have lights synchronized, and we have video projections, animation, and multimedia, and music. And on the weekends, we've even added some live dance. It's a 20-minute show that you can watch from your parked car that will, well, it's kind of like Disney meets Cathedral. So if you have a chance to come and check it out, we'd love to have you here. Again, God bless you and have a wonderful day. Great days ahead.
Thank you, Pastor Ken, and thank you for all that you and your team do to support our community. All right, we're moving forward then to orders of the day. Does anyone in the council have changes to the printed agenda? Councilor Esparza.
Yes, Mayor. I would like to defer item 2.8 as it's not complete. So I would like to defer that to either December 15th or to January.
Okay, this is regarding appointments, is that right?
Correct. Appointments to the Charter Review Commission. So
Yeah.
it's -4 members. So it's not just the mayor's appointments, it's the District 10. And so I think we might as well just wait until they're all appointed and then move forward, particularly since the chair is such an important position. And we're looking to the commission to set their work plan moving forward.
Okay.
I don't think we lose much by waiting a week or two.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we couldn't just approve those who are already submitted. I am, obviously there is an issue about who is here to make appointments and who's not. Obviously, Councilmember Dieppe has appointments that he has submitted, and I understand there's a change in the council.
Yeah, that's not what I don't have any problem with that.
Okay.
We have 4 items that are TBD on it, and would like to defer it a week or until after the deferral until they don't read TBD, until we have names on the commission. I'm not objecting to District 4, District 10s. There's one name on the District 10, and there's one vacancy that says TBD on that. So the reason I'm proposing a deferral is because it's not complete. So I'm not looking to replace anybody's current nominees. I would like it to be complete so that the full council can know what we're approving.
Okay. Is that a motion, Councilmember Esparza?
Yes, I'd like to move to defer to 1 week or longer if that's what the staff and others require. But I'd like to defer until it's complete.
Okay. Are there any comments on that? Councilmember Camus?
Sorry, Mayor, I did make an appointment last night, and so mine is no longer TBD for the record. I don't mind postponing it 1 week, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that I did choose somebody. I wanted, I kind of was hoping to get a bigger pool of applicants, but I did make the appointment yesterday.
Okay.
And what is that name? Or actually, if we just defer it a week, that's fine.
Well, Councilman Camus, for the record, you want to identify the additional appointee?
Yes, I think we sent an email to Tony last
Okay.
night, and I'll bring it up. Let's see, and it is Frank. I don't know how to say his last name really well. It's Maitski.
Okay,
It's
Mate-
in Granicus. It's noted
Matesky.
in Granicus.
it is. Yeah. Okay.
Frank Maitski is his name.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm happy to move forward with who we have, but I'm not sure I understand the value in waiting, but it's up to the pleasure of the council.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay, Councilman Esparza, I know you'd like to adjourn the meeting
Yes.
in memory of a community member that we've lost recently.
Are we going to vote before we do that? I'm not sure what we're doing. So, okay. Do you want to adjourn now and then? Okay. Yes, thank you, Mayor, for bringing that up. And thank you for your partnership in moving this forward. I know that you also have some relationships here. And I think we have a video. Could we show the video first?
Can we give me 1 second just to have it load so we don't stare?
Okay, I can speak if that's
you, Councilman.
easier for
Oh,
you.
yeah, that might be best.
and change.
But it's also been a year of hope.
Join Anderson Cooper, Kelly Ripa,
Sorry,
and
it's an
special
actor.
celebrity guests for
Okay.
CNN Heroes
Why don't we
at 8 on CNN.
we can stop the video, Henry?
CNN's getting some video time.
We'll want.
Okay, perhaps Councilman Esparza, you can start until we can get that video loaded.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. So today we're adjourning. It's a really, really sad day, and I'm heartbroken to recognize in this adjournment the loss of Noe Yocuatl Montoya, who passed away on Thanksgiving Day due to COVID. He had a very long and rich history here in San Jose, especially throughout East San Jose. He was well known to many performance and Chicano and Native organizations. And my own parents, my dad had a long history with him, and I've seen Noe's community involvement over basically my lifetime. He was a treasure not only to our local Chicano artistic community, he played an integral role in establishing the Chicano and Native American art scene locally and throughout the state, and even nationally and internationally. He's played a role in Los Lupeños, MACLA, many other organizations. He joined the famous El Teatro Campesino as a teenager in 1971, and would go on to tour in productions throughout the country and the world. Teatro's founder, Luis Valdez, described Noe as the blood and bone of El Teatro and the maestro of indigenous music. He was particularly known for his role of Juan Diego in El Teatro's production of La Virgen de Tepeyac during the Christmas season. Despite his many successes on stage and in television and film, Noe remained committed to his art and his people, often marching in United Farm Worker events with Cesar Chavez, including many here in San Jose, and using his many, many artistic talents to bring attention to the plight of farm workers. His death is an extremely painful loss for our community, and a reminder that this pandemic has hit our Latino community the hardest and continues to do so. Noe is survived by his son, Robert, and his former wife, Rose Amador, also known as Bobby's mama, who has herself such an incredible impact in our community as the founder, co-founder of La Raza Roundtable and president of Conexión to Community here in District 7. Our hearts go out to them and to all those that Noe touched throughout his art, activism, and compassion.
Today, we'd like to remember just one of the more than 269,000 lives that we have lost to the coronavirus in the United States.
I'd like to dedicate this song to all the warriors for justice.
Noe Montoya, he played his guitar to send a message. He sang about social justice. He was a fierce advocate for the United Farm Workers. He marched with Cesar Chavez. He lived in Hollister, California, and he was the soul of his local theater company. They called him the Maestro. Montoya tested positive for coronavirus just a few days ago on November 19th. He died on Thanksgiving Day. May his memory be a blessing.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor Esparza. I know for thousands of kids, Noe was Juan Diego. And as we celebrate the Fiesta de Virgen this week, I think it's appropriate time to remember Noe. All right, let's vote then on the motion.
Jimenez,
Yes.
Perales. Yep.
Aye.
Roscoe. Davis,
Aye.
Esparza,
Yes.
Arenas,
Aye.
Foley,
Aye.
Camus,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Liccardo.
Aye. Okay, on to the closed session report.
There's nothing to report out of closed session today, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. On to the report of the city manager.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Lots of material to cover today. Before I jump into unsung heroes, I just wanted to acknowledge with the mayor and the council that this is Eddie Garcia's last week as police chief. Did want to thank Dave Knopf and Dave Tyndall for filling in here beyond Eddie's retirement, and also while Eddie's been on some medical leave. I will note that Eddie's been extremely engaged while he's been on leave, especially helping out with a lot of the bigger issues that we've been working on. I really can't thank Eddie enough for the outstanding work that he's done throughout his career and as police chief. I think we've been extremely fortunate to have Eddie as our police chief. I personally feel honored to have worked with him over these last few years, especially while I've been in the manager's office for the last 6 years. And I think he brought our department back from some of its lowest points to the great department that it is today. And Eddie will certainly leave a legacy that will be felt for a long time. Just want to personally thank Eddie for caring about our city so much, for caring about our police department so much. Situation. The BPA team automated forms for city functions that range from very basic to very, very complex forms. And this includes electronic signatures for contracts, overtime and time off requests, badge and security access, and other HR forms. And even though this team launched just in June, they've already made great headway into reducing the amount of paper circulating through the organization. So we're very proud of the entire team, and the team includes Bill Gold from the Office of Employee Relations, Erica Garafo from IT, Jerry Dreisen from IT, Jessica Lowry from the City Manager's Office, Krishna Molina from IT, Krishna Sastry from IT, Mina Dandabathala from IT, Monica Frankowski from HR, Salim Ingalgi from IT, Stephanie Gukowski from Finance, and Vandy Akanchapali from IT. So really want to appreciate the team and apologize for any mispronunciations, but you've all done phenomenal work. All right, so next we'll get into the EOC update by Kip, and then we'll also hear from Andrea, Michelle, and Chris on a community and economic recovery update. Kip?
Thank you, Dave. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council and members of the public. I'm Kip Harkness, Deputy City Manager, and along with Lee Wilcox, serve as the Director of Emergency Operations and the Emergency Operations Center. So on behalf of all of the employees of the EOC and across the city who are responding to COVID-19, I want to take some time this morning to update you on our response and key events over the last month since we spoke to you last. It is now 340 days since we initiated our pandemic response team in the city of San Jose. Here in the United States, in that time, we have lost 281,196 people to this disease, including an all too painful 503 deaths locally, with some 319 patients currently struggling with COVID-19 in local hospitals, along with continued high unemployment and economic distress, all of which disproportionately impacts Black, Latinx, and Native American individuals and communities across the nation and here in San Jose. Yesterday was the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and it is sobering to note that over the last week, on many days, as many people were dying in the single day from COVID-19 in the United States as were killed in the Pearl Harbor attack on December 7th, 1941. Our sadness and grief mount with each life passing. We mourn the loss of lives of our brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, daughters and sons, friends and neighbors who are no longer with us. Let us take just a moment to acknowledge that loss and our loss with some silence. Today, you'll hear a summary of our work in the EOC over the past month, a review of recently effective stay-at-home order, an update on what we understand regarding the coming vaccine distribution, and finally, a deep dive into our Community and Economic Recovery Task Force and into our efforts to support our community through this incredibly difficult period. I want to start out with a quick update and a 1-minute video from the Johns Hopkins University that summarizes the national COVID-19 environment. I find this 1-minute update particularly useful, and we'll play it here in its entirety. I think it's important for us to understand the national environment at this particular moment because we are in a very different place than we were in the spring or summer surges. During those surges, specific smaller geographies were hit harder than others. In this surge, this third wave, cases are high throughout most of the country all at once, which means there is less overall mutual aid capacity, especially within our healthcare system. So looking at the local data, you can see those three waves, which I spoke about and we have experienced and are experiencing. It's important to note that we had such limited testing at the beginning that you would see a much greater spike in March than is apparent from the testing data at that time alone. But in any case, we are now in our third wave. At the present moment, the 7-day rolling average here in the county is 558 new cases each day, with more recent numbers noticeably higher than that. We have some delays in reporting because we've had so many cases. So this graph is likely underreporting from what we've heard from the county. So as an example, on December 1st, we saw 1,100 new cases. And yesterday, Dr. Cody confirmed that in recent days, we have reached individual day case counts of over 1,400 in a single day. At the hospital level, Santa Clara County now has less than 15% ICU capacity, and which is the threshold for the stay-at-home orders, which we'll talk about in more detail. For comparison, in June, during the last wave, the county had about 44% ICU bed capacity. So we've gone from 44% during our last wave to just 15%, which means as of Sunday that the county has 50 ICU beds available for 2,200,000 people. So this third wave of COVID is, as I've mentioned, the biggest and the steepest yet. Since March 16th, we have been part of a pilot called the Sewage Coronavirus Alert Network, funded by the Centers for Disease Control and conducted in collaboration with Stanford University, as well as Santa Clara County, the city of San Jose. It is the only and the largest large-scale real-time wastewater pilot in the world at this point. This study is particularly useful, and I'm going to use some terminology here, but that I'm not mean to be funny, but the study is particularly useful because while not everyone gets tested for coronavirus, everyone does poop. And because everyone poops, and because the coronavirus can be detected in people's stool, wastewater data provides a useful, comprehensive, and reliable indicator on the level of prevalence of the coronavirus in the general population. Essentially, people are getting tested without getting tested. So that's not just a more comprehensive indicator, but it is also a leading indicator. So with the help of high throughput robotics provided by Verily, the SCAN pilot, as we call it, this large scale real-time water surveillance pilot, tells us information about what is happening in our wastewater system, which accounts for about 80% of the county's population. As I said, the virus is shed in the stool of COVID patients, both confirmed COVID patients and also those who are infected but asymptomatic. It's this ability to detect the virus in wastewater that serves as an important tool for public health in evaluating and predicting overall infection patterns in the relevant area, particularly during instances of clinical testing delays. Bottom line, what we are seeing from the data is that this third wave is by far the biggest and steepest yet. Bigger in that significantly more of the population is affected now than during any of the previous two waves. Steepest because the rate of increase is also the fastest that we have seen, faster than the previous two waves. So as we guide ourselves through this pandemic, our pandemic response plan has set up 10 stages that will work us through this emergency that we use internally to have a sense of where we are. That goes all the way from stage 1, initial planning, which we initiated back on the 24th of January, 2020, to stage 10, the hope for new normal post-pandemic. We hit stage 5 the first time around on March 15th, which is the highest level of restrictions and response. Then in July, we moved into stage 6, then stage 7, then stage 8, then began to move backwards as this third wave began to rise. On Sunday, in sync with the regional stay-at-home order, the city moved back into stage 5. The EOC remains fully activated to respond to the extremely high risk of COVID-19 to our local population, and we have intensified our efforts in several key areas, which I will detail more later. As for the order itself, the regional stay-at-home order took effect, as mentioned, on Sunday, December 6, 2020 at 10 p.m. and will remain in effect until at least January 4th, 2020. The idea is that this is essentially the same order that the state would have issued in a few weeks, but it pulls the trigger sooner at the local level across the Bay Area. The concept and rationale for that is that county public health believes the state threshold is too late. We need at least 3 weeks of consecutive, concerted effort to slow and reduce the curve. If we wait until we are in the danger zone in the ICUs, we've essentially waited too long. We agree with the county and believe we need to act now in order to have an opportunity to preserve the capacity of the healthcare system. The reason it's particularly important to act now at the regional level is because the healthcare system is essentially a regional system. One simplified way to think about the healthcare system capacity is you need 3 S's: staff, space, and stuff. And if we run out of any of those S's, staff, space, or stuff, then the system cannot meet the demand. Once we cannot meet the demand, not only do the COVID patients get affected, but other people, such as those who are coming in for heart attacks and accidents, may not get the care that they need. At this point, right now, the regional system is on the edge of its capacity. And with numbers rising across California and the nation simultaneously, as we saw, there are no extra staff to come and help us out. The next month of stay at home is intended to deliver a strong, sharp shock to bring the virus under control. We know the order will cause hardship and economic pain, especially to the businesses and their employees that are most affected by this, such as restaurants. I'll now take some time to walk through how the stay-at-home order affects businesses in the general population, city services, and our emergency response. So for the businesses and general population, the regional stay-at-home order boils down to this. Individuals are required to stay at home except to conduct essential activities. Gatherings with other households is not allowed, including even outdoors. Worship and political expression are permitted, First Amendment activities. And guidance to schools remains in effect and unchanged. Essentially, if they were open, they may remain open. Closed indoors and outdoors are the following: card rooms, personal care, playgrounds, museums, zoos, aquariums, movie theaters, family entertainment centers, on-site dining services at restaurants, wineries, and bars. Takeout and delivery continues. Limited services businesses, i.e. dog groomers and landscapers, amusement parks, smoking lounges, campgrounds for overnight stay. Closed indoors but open outdoors are the following: gyms, including fitness classes, recreational facilities, and swimming pools. Open indoors and outdoors, but at different capacities, are retail, limited to 20% capacity, shopping centers, 20% capacity, essential infrastructure, 20% capacity, healthcare facilities, including non-urgent procedures, hotels and lodging facilities for essential travel or quarantine purposes only. So what does that mean for us here at the city in terms of city services that we provide? We as a city have been deliberate and prioritize safety in our city services and our city service delivery during COVID-19. As a result, much of what we do will continue under the new stay-at-home orders. All essential city services will continue. That includes building permits and inspection services. Emergency response will continue, and in fact, increased attention will be given to the most vulnerable, especially around food and necessities, small business outreach and support, homeless support, and sheltering. Some key city services are being modified as needed for safety, and we're reviewing areas where people are likely to be in office spaces to ensure that those numbers are as low as possible, and that when people can work remotely without a loss of productivity, that they are doing so. There are a few suspended services to align with the new order, including most notably Happy Hollow Park and Zoo, playgrounds, all about 210 of them, and most community events and gatherings, again, with exceptions for First Amendment gatherings, and some service delivery that is going on to the community continues. Staff that were working on suspended services will be available to be redeployed to meet community needs, such as food distribution. So at the EOC level, our roadmap through the epidemic continues to guide our work. And in response to the stay-at-home orders, as I mentioned, we have intensified our emergency response in 5 particular ways. 1, we've increased the tempo of our EOC operations to ensure rapid decision-making and availability of resources. 2nd, we've reviewed city services and have made necessary changes as summarized on the previous slide. 3, we conducted a rapid appraisal on food, sheltering, and small business services in order to support our most vulnerable and increase our response there where appropriate and possible. 4, we have increased communication with the public and our staff with an emphasis on clear messaging of the recent orders and services available to help through this difficult time. And 5th, we are partnering with the county to understand our role in compliance, how we can encourage and support our community to stay at home and stop the spread. In addition to that, over the last month, we've had a number of EOC activities, which I will briefly highlight. We'd like to thank the continued leadership of our nonprofit and community partners, such as Second Harvest and Cathedral of Faith and others, who collectively have helped us coordinate the distribution of approximately 9.5 million meals countywide and citywide with no reported gaps since we last reported to you, and to provide food to the community over the Thanksgiving holiday. The food branch helped distribute an additional 25,000 shelf-stable meals. There were a small number of issues with some vegetarian meals that were fortunately brought to our attention and addressed. After fully opening the first temporary housing site last month, we now have 74 individuals at the Monterey Burnell site. We're continuing work on the other two at Evans Lane and Rue Ferrari and are on track to open those sites next month. At our South Hall shelter, we are currently serving 237 individuals. EPIO continues to communicate via multiple digital and physical channels, multiple languages, and educate residents on the evolving public health orders and now the stay-at-home order. We've done a number of safety work, reviewing new Cal OSHA requirements and making sure that we are fully in compliance and updating our travel guidance to reflect the latest directive from the county. And finally, you'll hear more about this in detail. The Community and Economic Recovery Team have done a number of things, including partnering to provide a total of 30 million in coronavirus relief funds to residents, assistants needing assistance, small businesses, nonprofit, and childcare in our community. Again, we'll talk about that in more detail, and you'll hear a full budget readout as part of item 3.5 later. So wanted also to talk about something very important. We have reviewed the memo from Councilmember Jimenez, and in accordance with recommendation number 1 from that memo, are providing this report on efforts and strategies for distribution of a COVID-19 vaccine. As we start this update, I want to remind people that vaccines don't save lives. Vaccinations do, right? It is not enough simply to have a vaccine. You have to get it stuck in the arm of the people who need it, in the case of the new vaccines, twice, in order for it to be effective. So there is a light at the end of this dark winter, and that light is the distribution and administration of a safe, effective vaccine program at scale. This vaccination campaign is critical to ending the health threat of COVID-19 pandemic and paving the way for full economic reopening and recovery. For those of us concerned deeply about economic recovery as well as public health, it is important to remember that in many ways, the virus is the economy, meaning that the only path to full and lasting economic recovery is through the control of the virus. And the best way to control this virus is through widespread vaccinations. The development of vaccines against COVID-19 has been led at the federal level, and the implementation of the overall vaccine campaign will be a joint responsibility between the federal, state, and local governments. Locally, the county, specifically the Public Health Department, will take the lead in developing and rolling out the vaccination campaign. County Public Health has significant expertise and experience in vaccination campaigns, and they are well placed to lead an effective COVID-19 vaccination campaign. However, this campaign will be significantly more difficult than routine ones because of the urgency, scale, and complexity of the undertaking, and the county, we believe, could benefit from the active support of a broad range of partners. We in the city have repeatedly and consistently let the county know that we as a city stand ready to support the county in any way we can, and communicated the need to expand partnerships across the county. County staff is updating the Board of Supervisors today on the vaccine program, and we do know that they are establishing some working groups and task forces to drive this work, including areas and issues raised in Councilmember Jimenez's memo. Lee Wilcox has forwarded that memorandum to the county, and we are ready to team with them on this important vaccination campaign. The slides I'm sharing here are from material presented by Dr. Marty Finsterscheid, who is the county's lead on the COVID-19 vaccine campaign, as well as some additional information provided by the federal government. We are, I believe, lucky in this county to have someone like Dr. Finsterscheid leading the vaccine campaign. He has deep, deep knowledge of both our community and the art and science of an effective vaccination campaign. So we do have some good news, as I've said, on the vaccine front. 2 vaccines made by Pfizer and Moderna have passed through the trials and are moving to the FDA for approval, probably later this month on the 10th and 17th of December, I believe, with significant efforts already underway in parallel to scale up those vaccines as soon as they are approved. Again, as a reminder of the context, the FDA approves vaccines. The CDC will determine at a high level the priorities for who should get those vaccines, and they have already put out their initial guidance. The very first phase of vaccinations will focus on healthcare workers, medical first responders, and residents of long-term care facilities. To get a sense of the magnitude, there are approximately 21 million healthcare workers and perhaps as many as 3 million residents of long-term care facilities across the United States, each of whom will require 2 doses of the vaccine taken several weeks apart. So, as I mentioned, each role of the government has a part to play. The federal government has helped to develop the vaccines and approves them and sets the overall priorities for vaccinations, as discussed on the previous slide. They also have a distribution role, providing doses to federal agencies and departments, as well as to the states themselves. State government has a policy role and an administrative role, and further refines who gets the vaccine, and also provides vaccines directly to state-run entities, as well as directly to the counties. California has implemented a tiered system that further refines the priorities for the first phase. The county's role is mostly administrative, executing on policy decisions made by the federal and state government, and then running the all-important local campaign, which, as we said, will be complex, both technically and from an engagement standpoint, but again, for which they have deep experience. Finally, at the overall national level, you'll see the vaccine campaign ideally move through 3 broad phases. The first, the one that we are in right now, limited dose availability early on, scaling, hopefully rapidly, to large numbers of doses available, and then followed on by a continued vaccination and more routine vaccination campaign, which may include the need for booster shots for those who were in the first waves. The vaccine supply will be dramatically limited at the beginning, and California is creating a scalable approach to rapidly expand capacity as more vaccine becomes available. California will focus its efforts on first vaccinating its critical populations. Last week, the county, as required by the state, submitted their vaccine plan to the state of California. As mentioned, the county is using a prioritization framework that is set largely at the federal and state level. According to their plan, the county is organizing their efforts into 3 main strategies: allocation of the vaccine, prioritization, communications and community engagement, and vaccine management, which is complicated because the first vaccines will involve complex logistics, including cold storage and, in fact, ultra cold storage in the case of the Pfizer vaccine. So allocation. In terms of allocation, as I said, the state plans to follow the federal framework, starting first with those in what is called Phase 1A, and prioritizing further according to the state tiers. The initial effort will be focused on healthcare workers, medical first responders, and long-term care facilities. Community engagement. In terms of community engagement, the county is planning to utilize similar strategies used to promote COVID-19 testing during earlier stages in the pandemic. This is expected to include partnership with promotoras and community leaders, as well as outreach through the county public health program and business engagement programs. They will be relying on COVID-19 vaccine community stakeholder working group to support the development and dissemination of public messaging regarding vaccine allocation, safety, access, equity, and to advise on efforts to ensure access to COVID-19 vaccines and outreach efforts to promote community uptake on the COVID-19 vaccine when it is available at the community level. In terms of vaccine management, it is important to note that given the cold storage requirements and the cold chain necessity, only the sites approved by the state or county have the capacity to manage the complex logistics that will be required to allocate these vaccines. To give you a sense of scale, a rough scale, in our county, there are perhaps 140,000 healthcare workers. And we are, according to the last numbers from Dr. Finsterscheib, on track to receive perhaps 17,550 doses of the vaccine in December. Remember, you would need 2 doses to effectively vaccinate 1 person. So that's less than 1/10 of what is needed for even the first small phase of acute care hospital staff, medical first responders, and residents of long-term care facilities. It's important to remember that with these initial vaccines, both of which are mRNA or messenger RNA vaccines, as I said, 2 doses are required several weeks apart for an effective vaccine, and the vaccine must be kept in continuous cold chain. In the case of the Pfizer vaccine, a very cold chain, all of which again complicates the process. In closing on the subject of vaccines, I want to reiterate that we have repeatedly and consistently let the county know that we as a city stand ready to support the county in any way we can, and communicated the need to expand partnerships across the county. County staff is updating the Board of Supervisors today on the vaccine programs, and as I said, we know they are establishing working groups and task forces to help drive the work, including in the areas and issues raised in the memo from Councilmember Jimenez. As I said, Lee has forwarded that memorandum to the county, and we stand ready to team with them on this important vaccination campaign. So, moving from the vaccination campaign to the related topic of community and economic recovery, that is our deep dive for this 3.1, the important question of community and economic recovery. To lead this work from the EOC, we put together a task force led by Andrea Flores-Shelton as the overall director, and her assistant director, Michelle McGurk. Also here to get deeper into the economic numbers is Chris Burton from the Office of Economic Development. This item also serves as the report out for item 3.10, which was discussed in depth with the Community and Economic Development Committee. Andrea and her team will take it from here. On to you, Andrea.
Thank you, Kip. Good afternoon, Council. Andrea Flores-Shelton. This presentation with Chris and Michelle will discuss what is happening now and in the next phases of community and economic recovery, and highlight relief efforts and resources available now, specifically on current rental relief partnership efforts. As the Community and Economic Recovery Director, and on behalf of my EOC colleagues, we are mindful that amid the current critical state, long-term recovery may not be top of mind as we continue responding to avoid community hunger, loss, and loneliness to be faced in the coming weeks, particularly by those with limited resilience given the months of strain. Yet, the magnitude of community and economic impacts during this month will reverberate for years to come, which is why, in addition to our collective response in the next 3 weeks and more, a simultaneous coordinating effort has started to plan our long-term recovery and ensure that as we build for the future, that future commits to opportunities for achieving healthy, resilient, and prosperous communities for everyone. Andrew, can you do next slide, please? Thank you. Our commitment is to work internally and with our partners to build an equitable approach to recovery that is rooted in economic justice and guided by the North Star of economic resiliency and racial equity. We have a lot of work to do to get from the here and now towards that North Star. And in the next year, we will develop our goals and work plan. Next slide. To begin assessing the status of San Jose's community and economic recovery, we will follow this process and seek to answer key questions. Who is stabilizing? Who's holding on? Or who is in crisis? Where is adversity most profound? What are people experiencing? And what direction are the risk and protective factors heading in? This recovery and resiliency assessment is set out to tell us, are San Jose residents better off than before, particularly those residents who were disadvantaged at the outset due to racial health inequities. Again, this is a long-term effort that needs to start now with community and institutional leadership working together to define what healthy communities and economic resiliency looks like for everyone in San Jose. Next slide. As I mentioned, key questions are, where is adversity most profound? Where is it emerging? This map indicates where the highest rates of COVID rates are by zip code per 100,000. The priority zip codes that we identified this past summer, which are listed on this slide, continue to be areas of concern, with places like 95113 in the Market Almaden area, Alviso in the 95002 zip code, and West San Jose's 95117 area with the Cadillac and Winchester neighborhood emerging as new areas of concern as it relates to COVID. For the last couple of weeks, the 5 zip codes with the highest cases of COVID account for 46% of San Jose's total cases, despite making up 28% of the city's population. The disparities remain very stark. Next slide. Sorry, back to that slide. We plan to use the zip code COVID case tracking tool to monitor emerging zip codes, as mentioned, and hopefully dissipating areas of San Jose on a week-to-week basis. We will circulate for awareness by members throughout the EOC and the city. This tool will inform everything from EPIO communication tactics and relief and recovery programs and potential collaborations with the county. Next slide. In addition to place-based data, key indicators at the population level have been identified to assess progress in both the reduction of risk factors and the improvement in protective factors. And as you can see, in addition to tracking COVID cases, as Kip pointed out, as vaccinations roll out, those type of important protective factors we will start to monitor and track as the county makes that data available publicly. So as we look at these protective factors and risk factors, we'll look at it at the individual people level, at the condition level or environmental level, as well as mobility and access issues. These indicators are aligned to our interventions and to what is important for driving economic resiliency and community equity. We're going to double click on the economic piece now with Chris Burton, who's going to provide an updated version of 3.10 and take it from here, Chris.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, Andrew. So yes, Mayor and Council Chris Burton with the Office of Economic Development. We had the opportunity to do a much deeper dive with the Community and Economic Development Committee on this topic most recently. And so we just wanted to touch on it a little bit to give you a sense of how we're monitoring the economy and using those different data points to really focus our work and bring attention to those areas most in need. So as Andrea mentioned, we're really thinking about the economy in 3 segments. So the first is really the stabilized economy. So those businesses and industries that have been able to mitigate through the impacts of the pandemic by using technology and remote work for their employees. This also includes some amount of businesses that have stabilized as a result of being I'm sorry, excuse me, as a result of being essential businesses that needed to be continue opening. The second segment is really our holding on businesses. These are consumer-faced businesses, tends to be more high street type businesses as people have been impacted by the requirements and the restrictions around the pandemic. This has obviously had an impact on their income and their revenues. And then lastly, we think of the in-crisis segment. So those individuals or businesses or occupations that have no opportunity to work as a result of the pandemic, whether it's because of business downsizing or because of the regulatory environment that's closed down those businesses. So obviously, we've talked about this before, that there's this challenge around the lag of data. So we're trying to understand the picture as it emerges. Generally, we sit sort of 2 to 3 months behind. And so we're using a unique set of different sources to try and get a better understanding as we go. And they kind of move from left to right as you look at this slide. So across all 3 segments, we're really looking at things like large-scale employment numbers, real estate vacancy, the availability of sublease space, earnings, revenues, and sales tax as a measure of consumer spend. As we think about the sort of holding on and in crisis more individually, we're looking at small business specifically, especially around openings and the impact of revenues, and how that relates to sort of consumer spending and the time that folks are spending outside their home. And then as we drill down on that in crisis segment, it really becomes focused on the individual at the occupation level, how those things are appearing to recover by industry segment, and then some of those more well-publicized measures such as unemployment insurance claims. And then, as Andrea mentioned, we're trying to take a racial equity view across all of these segments, but in particular, as we look at that in crisis segment, we really need to understand that. The last thing just to mention on the data side is we have just initiated our own business pulse survey, which is intended to be a regular survey that's going out every 2 to 3 weeks to the same set of businesses with 5 very simple questions that they can answer in less than a minute, so that we can get a sense of the general sort of perception of businesses across the city. We've ensured that we've got a wide distribution by size and geography. So as we start to get those responses back, we'll have a better indication of how people are faring. Next slide, please. So I'm going to dive in very quickly just on 2 of our data points, just to give you a general sense of what we're seeing, but then also to kind of give you an idea of what we think we're going to see over the next few weeks as well. So in that middle segment, in our holding on segment, as we look at small businesses, this data is actually MSA, but it's pretty representative of the city. What you see here is the % change in small business revenue between January at the start of the year, and this data runs to about mid-November. And obviously, as you would anticipate, as the shelter-in-place orders went into place, as the restrictions were placed on individuals, you see that sharp decline in small business revenue. As we look across a number of different metrics, including business openings, including consumer spending, they all mirror pretty much that same pattern.
Task forces. Our nonprofit assistance includes our arts and our non-arts grants, technical assistance, and personal protective equipment for nonprofits and their clients. And then the childcare funding includes our PRNS Rock and Learn learning pods, funding for full day Head Start preschool, and grants for family childcare providers. With all of these programs, we have prioritized racial equity, focusing on those who are most vulnerable, most disproportionately impacted by COVID and the recession, both by zip code and by population. Later today, under item 3.5, you'll hear more about the CRF fund rebalancing proposal, which will provide continuity of service for some of these key programs. We remain hopeful that there will be additional relief funding, and we plan to apply lessons learned from these programs to our future efforts. In the weeks ahead, we'll be updating council via informational memo about the results of these programs, including key results and next steps. One key lesson, though, is that there hasn't been enough resources to meet all of the needs. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. Our current round of small business grants will provide rental relief to approximately 300 low-income micro businesses. However, we received 1,000 applications, and many more businesses were interested in accessing those resources, but didn't meet the program criteria. And as we outlined in the info memo that was released this morning, our non-arts nonprofit grant programs, we had $3.3 million to provide in funding, and we received $9.3 million in funding requests. I know some of your offices have heard from some disappointed grantees or applicants, and honestly, we just didn't have enough money to give to fund everybody. So the next slide, please. I do want to share that coronavirus relief funds aren't the only types of funds that we're using to meet community needs. This slide provides an overview of how the Housing Department and the Emergency Operations Center have partnered to braid funds to respond to the pandemic and recession. The funding shown here is just for rental relief and related direct assistance, and it doesn't include programs like the COVID Supportive Isolation Partnership with the county or homelessness assistance and housing programs. If there's one bright spot with all of these programs, it's that San Jose and Santa Clara County already had a strong foundation with our homelessness prevention partnership. The partnership quickly pivoted and activated to meet the challenge of COVID-19. And so for that reason, this month, if we can go to the next slide, we want to recognize the leadership of our Coronavirus Relief Fund rental relief and direct assistance partners, Destination Home, Sacred Heart, and Catholic Charities. Want to give them a big shout out for their hard work on all of this, and recognize the many grassroots organizations and community partners who have been a part of this effort to help prevent residents in San Jose and throughout Santa Clara County from losing their homes as a result of the pandemic. We want to thank Jen Loving for the critical role she and Destination Home have played from day one of this pandemic in raising funds through the Silicon Valley Strong effort and beyond, as well as the amazing RFP that they did to get so many community partners on board. We want to thank Poncho Guevara and the Sacred Heart team for your leadership and advocacy for our most vulnerable residents, in addition to the direct assistance. And beyond the rental relief, we want to recognize the role that Greg Kepferly and the team at Catholic Charities are playing with the Bridge to Recovery Task Force, which is looking at long-term improvements to workforce development and the safety net systems to better serve our most vulnerable residents. Thank you all. I know the CEOs from these organizations are here with us today. So the next slide, please. We do want to share some preliminary data from our rental relief partners. This map shows data from Destination Home, Sacred Heart, and their grassroots partners for the current round of rental assistance as of the beginning of the month. And it mirrors the slide that Andrea showed earlier. These are the applications coming in for rental relief, and they very much mirror where we're seeing the need. Next slide, please. If we dig a bit deeper, this slide shows that before COVID, the average family that is now seeking rental assistance was already severely burdened, paying 63% of their income to rent. Now their income has dropped by 60%, and the average rent is nearly double the funds that they're bringing in. In designing the program, we had originally estimated that past due rent could be as much as $10,000 per family. What our partners are finding is that many residents haven't trusted the eviction moratorium protections, and they are terrified of losing their homes and are finding a way to pay rent, even if that means foregoing food, medical care, or paying the utilities. They are borrowing money from friends and relatives and from predatory lenders. So we have been continuously shifting the program to meet these needs while still meeting the federal documentation requirements. Our partners now can help these families pay off loans, pay utility bills, pay for medical expenses, so long as those needs are related to the pandemic or the economic harm they've suffered through the pandemic-induced recession. I want to note as well that at least 40% of the families are facing significant paperwork challenges, whether it's because they lack formal traditional leases, or there are problems verifying the landlord because of the county assessor paperwork with the type of home it is, or what have you. So we're working very nimbly to try and meet these requirements, and our partners are being very creative in how they use the federal and philanthropic and flexible funding to put together a package that can meet each family's need. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Andrea.
Thank you, Michelle. Next slide, Andrew. So given the level of adversity in the community, we're wrapping up by providing resources that you can share with your constituents. And we want to, again, encourage the community to be aware of. All of these resources are available on the city's website in our virtual local assistance center. Help for residents, help for businesses, help for nonprofits. Residents who don't have access to the internet can always call 311 for help. And we're finding that 311 is receiving more complex cases that the recovery section is supporting. So looking ahead to 2021, we know that a host of critical survival and healing supports are going to grow. And we've included in our budget for the rebalancing of coronavirus relief funds, funding to continue to provide rental relief in the new year, as well as funding for a new utility relief program in partnership with San Jose Clean Energy, and funding to continue child care programs for low-income families, which again will be found online and through 311 and through our partners. And I want to close by highlighting a few key programs available for small businesses and residents who may be impacted by the stay-at-home orders. So while the city's small business grant programs have completed and closed, the state has announced, as you most likely are aware, but we want to reiterate, that temporary tax relief and $5 million in grants to assist struggling businesses, as well as $100 million in tax credits. One area where we're finding there is confusion, so we want to make sure that you amplify this email address as well as this phone number, this local phone number, where folks can find ways to navigate this program. So in addition to this program, we really want to encourage council as well as community to be aware of the housing department's email and phone number, where residents can find out about accurate and timely information about the eviction moratorium. As Michelle pointed out, there's confusion and mistrust about the eviction moratorium protections. This phone number is staffed and ready and available to answer those questions. So we really want to close again by letting folks know that we have relief efforts available now. They're available to navigate questions. Before I got on council, I got a call from a community member who got my phone number off the info memo and was seeking rental relief. And it was wonderful to be able to connect her to our partners within the hour. So people are looking for resources now. We hope you can amplify our efforts. And we know that charitable giving is of the utmost, and we hope that you will continue to support Silicon Valley Strong. And we look forward to really having a big push now. And with that, I will turn it back over to Kip. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea and team, for all of that work. You know, if the key to the initial emergency response is taking action fast, then the key to a successful recovery is working with. And as we go to the next slide, you know, we're fortunate in San Jose to have literally hundreds of partners in our response and recovery work, many of which Andrea and team just highlighted. A few weeks ago, on the 13th of November, we met with some of those local leaders, both from the City of San Jose's Emergency Operations Center, some community organizations and government partners. We took about 4 hours to pause, to reflect, to learn, and prepare for this next phase and phases of recovery and response. The meeting and convening had 3 goals. One was to connect leaders from the city and the community together as one team. 2 was to develop a common understanding of key trends and issues for future planning. And the 3rd was to derive insights to guide our response over 3 critical periods of time. Now, between now and the 20th of January. Next, from the 21st of January until June 30th, and later, July 1 and beyond. So, as you can see here, we have deep local expertise. We did a series of lightning talks, or listened to a series of lightning talks from a number of local experts, including taking a look at the trajectory of COVID-19 and vaccines from our own Dr. Marty Finsterscheib with the Santa Clara County Public Health. We looked at schools, learning, and digital inclusion from Dr. Marianne Dewan with the County Office of Education. Took a deep dive into the state economy, the local economy, national economy, much as you've just heard from Chris Burton. We looked at equity, systemic racism, and COVID-19 with our own Solma Maciel. Food insecurity and policy around food in Silicon Valley with Leslie Bacho and Tracy Weatherby from Second Harvest. Political and legislative outlook from Lee Wilcox, and a deep dive into housing and homelessness with Jennifer Loving and Key Lee together. From that, we discussed patterns and reflections, and finally closed the day with a little time to write individually about the key insights that each of the leaders considered most critical for our response and recovery as we move forward. Taken together, 3 overall insights from the collective wisdom of the group come to the fore. One is that it's going to get harder before it gets easier. But we as a city are prepared. We have a team and we are ready. 2 is a successful recovery will need to be collaborative and cross-sector. This is not something we do alone. This is not something we do as government. This is something we must do as a whole community. And the 3rd, and most painful perhaps, is that we will need to make hard trade-offs to support our most vulnerable. This will be particularly true if the federal government fails to act decisively and significantly around continuation of relief funds and relief funding. So as we look at what's ahead, we realize we will make it through this together. Now we are entering the hardest part of this pandemic with the renewed stay-at-home order, the most deadly surge of COVID-19 we have seen, and households and small businesses that might have held on to now, but are at risk of collapse, and of course, the daunting complexity of the initial vaccine campaign. What comes next, however, begins to show some hope. For the first time, we can see the true end with vaccines. A scaling of a successful vaccination campaign, the reopening of business, and the slowing of disease, but if and only if we do the hard work of now. I promise you that later we will be getting back to something resembling normal. And while we may not be able to celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or the solstice in the way we want this winter, with luck and hard work, by summer, we may be mostly out of this. So perhaps this year, Christmas is in July. But to get to later, this is the time to hold fast and hold steady, even when it's hard, a time to keep it together and act as one team. For right now, we must put off gathering with those we love the most because we love them, to keep them safe, to keep ourselves safe, and to reduce the strain on our healthcare system to keep the whole community safe. This one quote is the one that struck me as summing it up the most for where we are and what we have going forward, that it is going to get harder before it gets easier. But we know a lot more than we did at the beginning of this, and we have a strong, diverse, collaborative team. So as we go forward, I want to close with a little bit of an ask for the city as a whole, which is, if you may not now be gathering with friends and family over the next month, I know that's going to be hard, but perhaps now you have a little bit of extra time. And if you have that time, you can help others, because we need your help with one thing in particular: feeding our people during this holidays. We are facing a significant gap in volunteers, especially the hard work in warehousing of sorting and packing foods with partners like Second Harvest. We've initiated requests from the National Guard. We're redeploying city staff from suspended services and are mobilizing our partner, the San Jose Conservation Corps. But that may not be enough. We need members of the community who are not at high risk of COVID, who are able-bodied, and who can volunteer to help feed our community so we can make it through this winter. You can go to siliconvalleystrong.org right now and sign up, and we will really appreciate any help that you can give us in making sure that those of us who have the least make it through. So I realize that's been a long presentation today. I appreciate your patience. We had a lot of ground to cover around a lot of important issues, and that concludes our update from the Emergency Operations Center, and I will turn it back to David Sykes, our city manager. Thank you, Dave.
Yep, thanks, Kip. Thanks to the team for today's presentation. So that concludes our presentation, Mayor. We're ready for questions, or we can resume after the break. Up to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dave, and thanks to everyone for your great work and for all the important information you just provided. Since we're approaching 12:30, why don't we take the break and we'll resume at 1:30. Before we go, I just wanted to add one other set of partners, since we were talking about the Silicon Valley Strong Fund. They've been really important, and that is many of the private sector donors. I know tech gets a bad name these days all too often in the media, but the reality is, without Chuck Robbins committing millions and millions of dollars to this effort, and without a lot of people saying yes to asks that Chuck and I and Jennifer were making, and particularly think about some of the local employers like Western Digital and Adobe, obviously Cisco, but PayPal, Micron, Sanjay Micron, many others who really stepped up in a really big way. We wouldn't be able to scale this effort. So I want to thank our private sector partners for this effort. And certainly want to thank everyone who's working so hard in this very difficult time. Let's come back at 1:30 and we'll resume.